Well, finding staff for the classrooms is hard enough. Another challenge is finding college students interested in pursuing a teaching career. And that's where Towson University steps in with its program to attract would-be educators. Joining us now is Dean Lori Mullen from Towson University's Education Department. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Our focus today is on getting more folks teaching. We know that there's a shortage right now, but you do something interesting. You start off young. You start recruiting in high school. Why is that important to you?
We do. So what we know, high school might even be too late too. We're actually trying to push down to the middle school eventually. We need to orient kids early on. And we know that high schoolers don't always know what they want. I mean, we have college students who don't always know what they want. But the more that we can plant that seed, and not just plant the seed and then help carry them as they move forward, meaning we plant the seed of the importance of teaching, and then we provide supports along the way, along with our high school teachers, whether it's the TAM program, the Teacher Academy of Maryland, or the Educators Rising program that high schools have across Maryland to help, okay, you have that idea in your head. We're not going to let you forget about it. We're going to provide experiences along the way and then hook you up with the university as you move forward.
And Towson has done such a good job in turning out teachers at Teachers College. So throughout the years, we have a number of them in my family. But I'm wondering, how did the allure go away, or has it gone away? Is that what's affecting kids choosing other things over education?
I think that's a great question. And here's the truth is that we don't have any data on that. What we have is assumptions and what we hear. Let's go back to when teaching first started. It was primarily a female occupation. The good news is that females have a lot of options now. This is the good thing. The bad thing is that it hasn't been backfilled by men. So additional occupational choice by women is one thing. And let's be really clear. The news isn't always been positive about teaching. And so kids, youth are listening to that. They're listening to their families who are perhaps not giving positive information. They hear that information about for example, the pay, that it's not as competitive as others. May or may not be true, but we know in Maryland with the new blueprint law that passed, in 2025 the starting salary will be $60,000 for classroom teachers. So we hope if that's the issue where young people are choosing not to go into education, we hope we can remedy that. But it's a very dimensional issue. And the truth is we don't have one piece of data that says for sure this. So at Towson, our philosophy is, okay, then let's just dig in deep. So we are trying a range of options. For example, recently I've met with a local person who's going to help us get in touch with churches in the area. So we're really thinking outside of a traditional recruitment model, whereas they would come to us, they'd stand in line, and we wouldn't have to think a whole lot about it. Education schools in this day and age really have to rethink how we recruit young people. It's pushing us into areas that we have never done, have never been in before. But as I tell my staff, you know, what's the plan B? We have to have qualified folks in front of Maryland children and youth.
And I think some things, qualities that some of these preliminary candidates could have, play to their advantage. So if you are bilingual, that may help, you know, find out that skill helps me. Diversity is a big thing schools are trying to accomplish. So how do all these things play into recruitment?
So we have specific recruitment initiatives around diversity. We have hired an African-American teacher to help us recruit African-American males. We're doing that right now simply by supporting the young men who have made that choice. Once we get them in, we want to maintain them, so we want to make sure that they are feeling supported along the way. We have a big focus in our college around English learners, and so we have multiple initiatives out in serving multilingual learners. But the fact of the matter is that it's my belief that when a child comes, a youth, a young person, a career changer comes to Towson and says, I want to be a teacher, it's our job, no matter what skills they have, to make them the best teacher they have. We can't pick and choose who decides to be a teacher. from the most cognitively and academically blessed young person to an average person. It's our job to take them in and make them into the best teacher. Sure. And that's a responsibility we take very seriously.
There'll be some folks out there who may see this now and they, like me in college, like, what do I do? If they want to learn some more about the program or think, maybe it is for me, what's a way to get in touch with you? Is there a way for them just to spend a day?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very easy email address, COE, College of Ed, at towson.edu. They could reach out to you, to the station, and get me in touch with me. We are always open. They can come spend a day. We just hosted this summer students who just wanted to come for a day. We'll host you for a day. We'll let you sit in some classes. We'll open up our students. If you really want to talk to the students and don't want to talk to the administrators, we'll put you in touch with that. Because as I said, right now, recruitment is something that is a very unique entity. We will do anything. If a young child is interested in this, just let us know. We'll come out to your school. We will do what it takes to get you into the field.
All right. Dr. Muller, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Good to
Thanks
see
for
you.
having me.
Certainly.